a morning's work of it. Mamma adjusted the sewing in her lap, the white lace of a christening gown trailing down her skirt. And I will be with her for at least a week prior to her time. I think it's lovely we all managed to settle nearby. Teresa looked as unruffled as ever, her hair done up in an elegant twist beneath her bonnet, and her gown the colour of fresh peaches. Motherhood suited her. We are ever as much in each other's company as we were before. Indeed, I have not had to give up any of you. Their mamma looked happily between the sisters, and both offered smiles in return. Ellen's felt strained, but she blamed her unease to fatigue from reading late the night before. Ellen cut her thread and held up the handkerchief she'd been working on. There, finished. Lovely, dear, her mother said. Your sister will like that gift very much. Ellen relaxed under the praise, and the conversation continued while she put her things away in the sewing box. Looking to the window, Ellen took in the beautiful landscape, which remained familiar and soothing, wrapped in its golden shawl of autumn leaves. But a tiny thought intruded upon her contentment. Though she loved the sight of the rolling hills, framed by the oak trees of her father's property, sometimes she longed to view a different horizon, one that belonged just to her. Ellen shook herself from those thoughts and set about tidying the tea-tray. The very first time she held her eldest nephew, Teresa's firstborn, she declared to the family that nothing in life was as precious as that little bundle. The preceding infants were passed into her arms as well, and each she declared to be perfect and of infinite worth. But she had always thought that some day there would be an infant of her own to hold and keep in her arms. While 26 was not too old to wed and be a mother, she had given up on that hope. No man had ever caught her interest in that way, at least no man she might actually have a chance with. The one man she had dreamed of, had dared to place in her imaginary world of husband and home, had never spent a single season in Bath. Ellen swiftly closed the door on that thought. The butler entered with a silver tray. The afternoon post, madam. Lovely. Mamma held her hand out to accept a letter. Oh, it is in Dorothea's hand. Teresa gasped and laid her things aside, attentive eyes on their mother. Ellen sat back on the sofa and folded her hands in her lap. Mamma read hastily, but silently. Before they could ask what news the letter held, she stood and began waving the sheet of paper like a sailor's signal flag. I've delightful news. Your sister has sent for me at last. Her excitement made her cheeks bright, and she rushed from the room at a pace that was as near to a run as Ellen had ever seen her come. Teresa grinned at Ellen, her joy for their youngest sister readily apparent. She must have gone to father, Ellen said. Go with her, Ellen. There may be more to the letter. Teresa made a shooing motion with her hands, and heaven knows I cannot run down the hall after her. Ellen recovered from her surprise and followed their mother. Down the steps to the ground floor, she made it to the hall in time to see Mamma burst into the study. Ellen tried to follow at a more sedate pace. Stephen, Mamma said excitedly, her voice filling the room. Dorothea has sent word. She has need of me. I must leave first thing in the morning. She handed Papa the letter, which he read with more deliberateness than his wife had. We may only lack a few weeks until our new grandchild comes. Reginald, the youngest of the family and a lone son, was sitting in a chair across from his father at the desk, watching with amusement. Congratulations must be sent. What can I do to help you, Mamma? He asked solicitously. Their father answered, Send word to the stables. Your mother will want to leave early. Tell cook to prepare a hamper. Reginald stood and bowed to his parents before leaving the room. Isn't this wonderful? My youngest daughter, a mother,